There are no stages in grief. It's not linear. And it's probably the most culturally prevalent out of all the myths there are out there about grief. The 5 stages of grief were developed by Elisabeth Kübler-Ross, and she was a pioneer. She was one of the first people to sit with people who were dying and to interview them and describe what they were experiencing. But not only did this apply to people who were facing the end of their own lives, it was descriptive, it wasn't prescriptive. And she really needs to be acknowledged for her work in 1969. Of course, our society jumped on this. We were desperate for such a confusing, agonising, difficult to make sense of process called grief to have some kind of sequence or linearity applied to it. Wouldn't it be wonderful if grief really was that linear? If, a bit like a computer game, you go through horrendous loss, and if you worked hard enough and picked up enough points, congratulations, you've got up to level 2. You're now only going to feel anger. Here you go. Hold on to your seat. It's going to be hot. It doesn't work like that. You might go through all 5 stages in 5 minutes. No, it doesn't work like that. And acceptance is a very interesting word. I could talk about all of these words, starting with denial. Most people I meet say, my dad died. I'm getting divorced. There might be shock. Of course, part of your brain might want it not to be true. Well, that's part of what grief is. But it's unlikely that you're ever going to deny the truth of what's happened. So no, there are no stages. And while it's very much a process, it's a lifelong process, and it's definitely not linear.